All right, I want to show you this issue that I have with my Surface Book 2. I'm using it on battery power now with no cables plugged in. It's just the Surface Book 2. I just unplugged it from my Surface dock that connects to my nice big 4K external monitor. So at this point, my Surface Book 2 has become the primary monitor. And you'll see, watch this, the mouse tracks correctly on these buttons, but if I come down here and click below the scroll box on the scroll bar, that's an actual term, it jumps to 100% and blinds me. But if I try to drag this, you'll see that the slider does not actually follow the mouse cursor. And see how the scroll bar moves at a different pace than the mouse cursor? I mean, it adjusts the brightness correctly, but it doesn't track the cursor location properly. Here's another option, or another example. If I open up my Facebook, and this app wasn't running, I just launched it fresh, you'll see that tracking doesn't work in this either. I'm not able to click these icons up here. It doesn't even show the little hand cursor that it would normally, but if I come down here, you'll notice I can't click this ellipsis, but if I move slightly over to the left, I can click, and look, it thinks that this spot right here is actually this button. And so everything is just screwy and out of place, and I can't even dismiss this correctly. See, I can't click on these or anything. I mean, everything is, if I point up here, it's highlighting options 3 inches below. It's insane. So the only way to fix this is to log completely out of Windows and log back in fresh. And this has been a problem on the Surface Book 2, the Surface Pro 4, the Surface Pro 3. I've used the Surface Dock connector with all of them. The problem seems to be that when my nice, big, beautiful 4K monitor is attached by the dock using a DisplayPort, it is the primary monitor, which is exactly what I want. You know, I want my Action Center to show up on the screen that I'm working from. I want my notifications to show up on the screen that I'm working from. I want my tray icons to show up on the screen that I'm working from. But when I undock it or dock it, this happens going the other direction too. The only way to get my apps and windows to function correctly is to completely log out and log back in anytime I ever dock or undock my Surface Book from the dock. And it's crazy. I don't know why they won't fix it. So at this point, the only thing that I can do is really just relent and make the Surface Book the primary monitor at all times. Whether an external 4K is connected or not, the Surface Book will just be primary, and my notifications won't show up on the screen that I'm using. My tray icons won't be there. My clock might be there, but it won't have the Action Center or the controls. When I open an app, it'll show up on the wrong screen. When I hit the start button, it'll show up on the wrong page or on the wrong monitor. But that's the only way to get the DPI scaling issues to work correctly, because I don't think they've ever tested swapping your primary monitor without logging out and logging back in, which is exactly what I do every time I dock and undock, and it's a terrible experience. So I'm going to go ahead and restart or log out and log back in now so that I can actually use my apps.